Today's topic is we will discuss upon chemistry of phosphorus in soil. So before going into detail, I just want to emphasize on what is phosphorus, means why it is needed in present condition for the agricultural crops. So as we have already discussed that phosphorus is the second most important primary nutrient followed by nitrogen, which is required for almost every crops, be it cereals, be it pulses, be it oil seeds, be it horticultural crops and etc. any other crops. So the first line that is written, phosphorus is widely distributed in nature. We all know it is widely distributed in nature, but it don't exist in elemental form. Okay, so it always combines with 4 atoms of oxygen, means it is available in PO4 minus form, that is called as orthophosphate. And when it goes to the soil solution phase, it is available to the root zone, means available to the crop system in the form of H2PO4 minus and HPO4 2 minus. It depends on the pH of the soil. So when it is in acidic condition, the soil pH is below 6.5, the form is H2PO4 minus. And when it is alkaline condition, that is the pH of the soil is greater than 7.5, that is HPO4 2 minus. Okay, and the total phosphorus content in the soil is in the range 0.2 to 0.15%. Means specifically emphasize the total P. There are several fractions of P in soil, organic P, inorganic P. So the combination of organic and inorganic P is total P. And in inorganic P, there are several classification of fractions like labile P, that is soil solution phase P, then calcium P, iron and aluminum bound P. So there are a lot of fractions under inorganic P. Okay, so the range of total P in soil is 0.0 to say 0.15%. And the total P that is available in the soil system, if we consider the total P, then 20 to 80% of the total P is organic P. And it also depends to soil to soil, means soil conditions. When the organic P is 20%, then the inorganic P will be 80. When the organic P constituent is 80%, the inorganic P will be for example, if we consider the subtropical condition, then inorganic P will be more than organic P. And in temperate conditions, cold regions, then organic P will be greater if we compare it to the inorganic P. So why we need phosphorus, means why plants need phosphorus? We all know this is the second most important primary nutrient followed by nitrogen, means it is requiring larger means amounts for the plant system. Okay, so if we could not supply the required amount of phosphorus to the plant system, then there will be deficiency. Why it is required for the plant system? What are the functions? What are the roles? Phosphorus is a very important constituent for the plant metabolism. Okay, if we consider the energy flow in the plant system or the transport of energy in the cells or plant system, then phosphorus is very important constituent. Clear? So it is a constituent of ATP, ADP, nucleic acids, nucleotides. So you imagine how it is very much essential for the plant system. And if we will go to the physiological point, then phosphorus is required for the root growth and development. That is the reason why phosphorus is applied as basal application at the time of seeding, okay, sowing. So next we can discuss upon the cyclic transformations of P in soil. Means if we incorporate phosphorus in the soil system, what happens to that? क्या होता है उसमें? There are different major steps which are happening inside the soil. The major steps are these are the dominant steps which are discussed in the phosphorus transformation. The number one is mineralization, then followed by immobilization, then one of the important dominant losses in phosphorus in soil is phosphate fixation, and the fourth one is phosphorus solubilization. So before going to the steps in detail, we can also discuss on the phosphorus cycle in plant system, soil system, and in the environment. What do you mean by some nutrient cycle? What is nutrient cycle? In layman's language, starting from one point, then the cycle ends at the same point. Okay. So if we consider the plant, then animal, then human beings, soil system, okay, and then goes to the plant part. If we consider the soil as a central point, then from soil it goes to the animals and other organisms, then the decomposition of animals, plants or other organisms happens, then it goes to the soil system. Okay. So phosphorus cycle is similar to all other elemental or nutrient cycles that exist in the ecosystem, like nitrogen, like sulfur, like carbon, and like water. Okay. So first of all, what happens when we add phosphorus to the soil system? How can we add? We add means different sources like inorganic phosphatic fertilizer and organic phosphatic fertilizer. For example, in inorganic part, DAP and all other SSP and all other inorganic fertilizers of phosphorus. And for the organic part, we add compost, crop residues, crop retention is also happening. So these are the sources of phosphorus that is being added to the soil system. Then what happens to that? We can go to this cycle. See this cycle means when phosphorus is added to the soil system, then it goes to the solution phase, and according to the pH of the soil, it is available in the ionic form, like in acidic soil, H2PO4 minus form, and in alkaline and neutral soil, HPO4 2 minus. Okay, then what happens to that? In the rhizospheric region, then the roots will absorb the phosphate ions. Okay, then it goes to the plant part. You can see, okay, plant uptake is there. So it goes to the plant parts. Another 3-4 processes are also here. Means what happens to the soil phosphorus? There are a lot of processes like mineralization, immobilization, sorption, desorption, precipitation and dissolution. Okay, when the phosphorus is converted from organic to inorganic part, then it is called as mineralization, and the reverse of that process is called as immobilization. Okay, and when the iron and aluminum oxides, these are dissoluted, means insoluble form, then it goes to the solution phase from the oxides of iron and aluminum, and this process is called as sorption, desorption. And when the ionic form of phosphate goes to the oxide form, then it is called as sorption. And similarly, there are also 2 processes like precipitation and dissolution. When mineral form of phosphorus is converting into ionic form of phosphate, then that is called as dissolution. And the reverse of dissolution is called as precipitation. Means after precipitation, a combination of different compounds happening converted to the mineral phosphates like apatites. Okay, so these are the processes which are dominantly related to the soil phosphorus inside the soil system. Okay, so what happens when solution phosphorus is uptaken by the plant parts, then the growth and metabolism of plant happens. Okay, so after maturity, means after harvest, what happens? We, the humans and other animals, we consume the economic part of the plants. Like in wheat crop, we consume the wheat. Okay, then what happens to the other parts of wheat? We generally use for the domestic purpose, or the rest part of the plants is then incorporated in the soil system. The plant parts is incorporated in the soil system. Along with that, we, after our decaying and after decaying of the microorganisms and as well as the animals, the organic P goes to the soil system. Okay, so what happens to then that? We have already discussed mineralization. So different conditions are also required for all these processes. Means the availability of phosphorus or the phosphorus transformation in soil, it is affected by various soil factors. What are those factors? For example, pH. This is the dominant soil characteristic which affect the phosphorus availability or transformation in soil. We all know in acidic condition something different happen, and in alkaline or neutral condition something different happen. In acidic conditions, the phosphorus get combined with iron and aluminum. Okay. In alkaline conditions, phosphorus is combined with calcium. So the decomposition of the plant residues in both these conditions also varies. Clear? So pH is a dominant factor. Then one other soil characteristics, that presence of cations and anions. Okay, if the cations which are making compounds with phosphates, these are means the availability is more, then fixation will be more. Okay, so it also depends on the type of cations present. If calcium, aluminium, iron, these are dominantly in the soil system, then there will be phosphate fixation. Okay, and if we go to the agronomic part, the management also affects the phosphorus availability in soil. How? Specifically, if we consider the type of crop, means cereals, pulses, oil seeds. In cereals, phosphorus means requirement is more than those of pulses. Okay, so there will be greater exertion of phosphorus from the soil system. If we consider the high yielding crops and the low yielding crops, in case of high yielding crops, phosphorus is much more required than that of low yielding crops. And the management practices, that is, I have already discussed in previous classes, right time, right amount and right method of application. Okay, so we all know phosphorus use efficiency in soil as well as the plant system is very less, nearly 15 to 20% maximum, even less than that, 15%. So we have to very wisely decide in which time we have to apply the phosphorus. This is a established fact that phosphorus is applied in the basal dose. Basal application is already proved, and we can also use several more method of application like band placement. In recent days, we are also focusing on foliar application as well as seed treatment. Okay, and the amount is also very much important, means right amount at right time and with right method of application, because we have to increase the phosphorus use efficiency in the plant system as well as we have to minimize the loss of phosphorus in soil. So this is the first step of mineralization that we have already discussed. What is mineralization? Mineralization is the process of conversion of organic form of nutrient to the inorganic form. Okay, and what are the organic forms? Plant residues or microbial part. Okay, be it plant residue, animal residue, or any other compost or organic fertilizer even. Clear? So what happens to that process means the involvement of microorganisms is there. They act upon the organic residues and decomposition happens. So during that process, varied group of enzymes, they act. So what are those enzymes? Those enzymes are called as phosphatases. Okay, so for nitrogen it is different, for phosphorus it is different, for sulfur it is different. Okay, so there are some specific group of enzymes which are involved in the mineralization process, and in case of phosphorus mineralization it is phosphatases. If mineralization is more in soil, then good. Okay, and if immobilization is more in soil, then not good. and if mineralization and immobilization happens at the same rate, same pace, then it is a balanced state. And you have to also memorize that phosphorus availability is maximum in the soil at the range of pH range of neutral, है ना, 6.5 to 7.5. You have to memorize that. So this is a process which is reversible to the mineralization. What is immobilization? Immobilization is the process of conversion of inorganic form of nutrient to the organic form. Okay. So in case of phosphates, the inorganic phosphate ions or form is assimilated by the microorganisms. Means if you want to understand, means how it is converted to the organic form. Means the inorganic part of the phosphates, they are assimilated by the microorganisms, for which they are now coming to the organic system. Means microorganism is a living system, so it's an organic form. So after the decay of the microorganisms, this phosphorus becomes microbial biomass phosphorus. Okay. So immobilization, you always remember the inorganic part of the phosphorus is get assimilated by the microorganisms. Clear? And in that process, the inorganic form is converted to the organic form. Okay. So if immobilization is more, then it's not good for the agricultural sustainability. So immobilization when happens? When the microorganisms metabolism is higher. Okay. So we have to check the immobilization. We have to give more decomposed product in the soil system so that the microorganisms will act upon less organic material. Okay. One of the important process which is related to the phosphorus transformation in soil. 80 to 90% of the soil phosphorus get fixed in the soil system after application of phosphatic fertilizer, be it through inorganic fertilization or organic fertilization. What happens? In the moment we are applying the inorganic form of nutrient to the soil solution phase, phosphorus is immobile in soil, okay? It cannot go from one point to another point. So that's why we generally apply the phosphatic fertilizer at the root zone. So when phosphorus is coming into the soil solution phase or soil system, then it goes through a different and complex reactions. Okay, it combines with different ions that are dominant in the soil system, and this fixation is strongly dependent upon the pH of the soil. So we have already discussed, if the soil pH is less than 6.5, then it will combine with the iron and aluminium, okay, and forming iron phosphates and aluminium phosphates. Okay, this is a different scenario. And if the soil pH is greater than 6.5 or in the neutral range, the availability of calcium ions are more, and in that case the phosphorus will be combining with calcium, forming calcium phosphates. Okay, and in longer phases, means बाद में it converted into tricalcium phosphates, means the insoluble phosphates. So we have to check that one. Okay, that's why right method and right amount of the fertilizer application is very much important. Clear? So these are the some of the points which I have written in case of fixation. You have to only remember the pH of the system and the availability of cations and anions. According to that, the fixation will be more or less. So what is solubilization? We have already discussed in the microbiology course that solubilization is the method which is governed by the soil microorganisms. Okay, so in solubilization, the microorganisms, they secrete some lower molecular weight organic acids in the soil systems, soil solution phase. Okay, so what are those organic acids? Can you name them? Example? Malic acid, tartaric acid, succinic acid. Okay, so these are some examples of the lower molecular weight organic acids. These acids are secreted by the microorganisms, creating a acid-base environment. Then the insoluble part of the inorganic phosphates get solubilized by these acids. Okay, then phosphate ion will be released to the soil solution phase. So after the releasing of the phosphate ions, the roots will uptake the ions and the solubilization process continuously. So for this solubilization process, the important part is we have to increase the number of microbial population in the soil, specifically the phosphorus solubilizing microorganisms. Okay, those may be bacteria or fungi. Clear? So I have also listed some example like in fungi, Aspergillus, Penicillium, Fusarium. Okay, and in case of our bacteria, namely Bacillus, Pseudomonas, Micrococcus and Flavobacterium. So these Bacillus and Pseudomonas, these are commonly used for the phosphorus solubilization, and they can be called as phosphorus solubilizing bacteria. Clear? Along with the phosphorus solubilizing microorganisms, there are also some phosphorus mobilizers. Can you imagine what mobilizers do? क्या करते हैं वो? Mobility means movement from one point. The object is moving to the another point. So these mobilizers are fungi specifically, and we call them vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. So these mycorrhiza, it is the only fungi which is used as biofertilizer, and it helps in transporting the phosphate ions from the soil depletion zone to the root rhizospheric region. What is soil depletion zone? Means where the root cannot go. Beyond the rhizospheric region, these fungi extend the root system with the mycelium, okay, hyphae. So this mycelium goes to the soil depletion zone, then through the extension of the roots, the phosphate ions are uptaken. So these are also very important in case of phosphorus transformation in soil system.